The festival of Diwali is very special for the disciples of the self-realized Saint Shri Asharamji Bapu, because many years ago, Bapuji had imparted them a principle of humanity, that nobody should be devoid of happiness on Diwali. Everyone must feel joyous on this occasion. Therefore, millions of Bapuji's disciples all over the world had started holding Bhandaras among the impoverished and tribal people to celebrate Diwali. This time too, months in advance, Diwali Bhandaras had started across the country. Let's have a look at the Bhandaras of this year. Preparation for the distribution of necessities of life and ration is being done by the volunteers of Mumbai Samiti and Goregaon Ashram by the benign inspiration of Sant Shri Asharamji Bapu, so as to reach the tribal areas and hold Diwali Bhandaras well in time. Flour, rice, sweets, clothes, blankets and household items, compass boxes for children and other study-related material, everything was collected and placed in a few tubs. Rest of the items were packed in bundles and are now being loaded in the truck. And lo, the truck has set off for the tribal areas, followed by a bus full of devotees chanting Hari Om, Hari Om. This is an area where no government employee or social worker would ever like to pay even a casual visit. But Bapuji's sadhakas came here and started preparing food prasadam for the Bhandara.
We have been rendering this selfless service for the last 25 years by the pious inspiration and potential of revered Bapuji. This service enhances our devotion as well.
It's a great experience to serve people in such a location. I love to do it.
People from the tribal areas came here rushing because they had received the information that their Messiah has arranged to make their Diwali a joyous one. Here, first the children were made to be seated in a very systematic manner, and then the pious impressions of Sanatan culture were inculcated in them in a cheery and playful manner.
Focus on your breath. Remember Om while inhaling and count 1 while exhaling.
The parents' worship program was also held. All the children were given food prasadam and offered Diwali gifts. Their facial expressions evidently expressed that they had a splendid Diwali this year. Thereafter, the tribal families were made to be seated in rows. Hari Om chanting was done, and then everyone took prasadam. In spite of such a huge crowd, a systematic distribution of Diwali gifts to each of them began. Along with flour, rice, clothes, blankets, tubs, and other material, 50 rupees dakshina was also given to them. Both the receivers as well as the doers of this selfless service looked happy.
The distribution includes 5 kg flour, 3 kg rice, 1 kg pulses, sugar and edible oil, blankets, saris, gowns, towels, shirts, calendars, sweets, farsan namkeen, chocolates and biscuits. And 650 children are being given compass boxes, pencils, etc.
The joy of receiving these gifts was writ large on their faces.
They gave us blankets, saris, sweets, tubs, everything.
Got everything.
Got everything?
Oh yes. Felt very nice.
This was Bapuji's message of humanity, which has been made visible to the entire world by these aspirants. And now, let's move to Chikla at the Gujarat-Rajasthan border, where preparations are on for the selfless distribution of food grains. Under the inspiration of Bapuji, the sadhakas are preparing the gift packets for the Bhandara by putting certain essential items like flour, pulses, rice, clothes, slippers, etc. And with the reverent chants of Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, the Bhandara was activated within no time. Scientific researchers have proved that the mere sight of Om increases one's vitality, while chanting the same boosts up one's power of immunity. So, before starting the distribution of grains to them, these underprivileged were made to wear a locket equipped with the safety shield of Om. Then, the gift items of the Bhandara were placed in tubs, and along with the cash offering, these were distributed to each of them. This was Deepawali at Chikla Mamer. And now, let's move towards Barmer. Here too, the Samiti and Ashramites arranged a Bhandara for poor tribal families. These are the pictures of Jodhpur Bhandara, where everyone was served food to his hearty feel and offered various necessities of life. After having food and loads of useful items from the ashram and samitis at the premises of Jodhpur Ashram, these needy people hailed spontaneously, "Bapuji ki Jai Ho." Bhandaras were also arranged at various other places under the guidance of Bapuji's worthy disciple Ramabhai. Let us see some highlights of these programs. The Bhandara of blankets, clothes, food, etc., as well as the Bhandara of Lord Hari's divine name was a worth sight. At Ratlam Ashram, various essential items like blankets, towels, clothes, slippers, etc. were distributed in the Bhandara, whereas at Ujjain Ashram, clothes etc. were given to children in an organized manner. They were blessed with both food as well as devotional chants. Women were given saris, sweets, rice etc. Everyone who came to Bhandara could get items suited to his wants and needs. Ramabhai went on to do Bhandaras at 13 different places. To the extent the students, teachers and sadhakas of Surat Gurukul extended their services for Bhandaras at 11 places within 3 days while wandering amidst tribals. Let's have a few glimpses of these. These sadhakas from Surat made arrangements for Bhandaras in an exceptionally organized way and earned virtuous merits to their account. After receiving the gifts, the poor and the underprivileged hailed ardently, "Sant Shri Asharamji Bapu ki Jai." And this is the Bhandara of Ranapur, where the women of Mahila Ashram reached amidst impoverished beings to hold Diwali Bhandara. Let's cast a glance upon it.
They give clothes, necessary items and also money in this Bhandara. We come here every year. Every time the program has been very good. Bapuji's sadhaks visit the poor and deprived to distribute utility items and do praiseworthy service.